Greetings, everyone, and greetings to all our followers of United States of Africa on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on YouTube channel. I'd like to thank you for supporting United States of Africa. Today we have more than 380,000 followers on United States of Africa page, and this is in spite of the censorship that we have been facing almost on a daily basis, and especially for the live videos. Very few of our followers get the live videos because of Facebook draconian censorship, which intends to reduce the engagement when it comes to videos and also when it comes to posts. And when they forget imposing the restrictions, you'll see that we usually get even more than 30,000 people liking the content that we publish. So as we continue to champion for African unity, I'd like to thank you for your continued support because it's very important for people around the world, people of African descent around the world, to support United States of Africa by taking part in our event. We organize conferences, live broadcasts, sharing our posts and stories that we write about Africa. You are contributing towards building the United States of Africa and creating our own realities. When you share posts about United States of Africa, you are contributing to enlighten other Africans. And that's very important that we continue to enlighten as many Africans as possible to get them out of the darkness of mental enslavement. We need to create a new generation of Africans who believe in self reliance, Africans that believe in the potential of an African to be able to create for self, do for self, and we Africans, we are over 1.2 billion people. And what has made us weak is because we are not united. But if we come together, there's a lot that we can do and correct the situation, the condition that has become the African condition and the black man and the black woman condition all over the world, being seen as less humans. We need to come together so that we are able to develop Africa to the point that people of African descent around the world will begin to be respected because they'll see how Africa has been developed. Africa has a lot of natural resources. We have a lot of wealth, and we also have the most intelligent brains in Africa. So we need to only unite and stop all these religious divisions, these tribal divisions, because they do not help Africa move forward. Senzi, thank you very much. You're saying I share constantly. That's very important to keep on sharing because the more we share, the more we spread our message and we spread the vision of the United States of Africa. And you're also supporting those behind the scenes working in organizing Global Pan-Africanism Network events. We have so many volunteers that lay down their time to work to advance the interests of Africa. And this is the spirit that we need to see. We need to see more Africans driven by passion to serve the interests of Africa to the point that they'll come voluntarily to volunteer for any task that will help us move closer to the United States of Africa. We need to see more Africans or people of African descent approach us and ask us how are they going to help to advance the United States of Africa vision, because we need volunteers. We also need people who will constantly support United States of Africa in terms of the financial capacity to be able to fund even the programs that we organize, the shows that we regularly organize. They need to be supported. And Black Mental Health Matters is one of these very important shows that we organize to raise awareness on mental health. And there's a lot of misconception about mental health in African societies and also all over the world. And Black Mental Health Matters is trying to change this perception and create an environment where people of African descent will be able to approach Black mental health professionals. We are bringing together Black mental health professionals from all over the world to work together to advance the interests of people of African descent around the world. And by bringing these intellectuals all over the world, we are demonstrating to the world that we are capable of uniting and uniting for the common cause, because people of African descent around the world, they're most affected when it comes to mental health because of intergenerational traumas. We have so many problems that we are facing: systematic racism. There's also police brutality that contributes to mental health. And this is why it's important to have a global mental health movement like Black Mental Health Matters to be able to promote awareness and increase the advocacy. At the same time, encouraging Black mental health professionals to come together and do it for self, serve their communities, and using the technology, we are able to work together regardless our locations. National, you're saying I'm from Ethiopia. I work for unity personally. Divided, fail. You're trying to say that divided we fall and united we are strong. It's very true that the moment we unify, that's the time that we realize our true potential as Africans or as people of African descent. And without unity, we are not going to go anywhere. Fumla is saying you're listening from South Africa. Thank you very much for joining. Betty, you're asking what are the missions and the objectives of this organization. The mission of United States of Africa is to unify all people of African descent and to also unify the African continent into one nation. And we also have a Global Pan-Africanism Network, which is an international organization to unite all people of African descent, advocate for the rights and freedoms. And Global Pan-Africanism Network objectives is to engage people of African descent all over the world in solving the problems that they face in their communities. And by creating chapters all over the world, the message we are driving home is that the time has come for people of African descent to work together. It doesn't matter how good you are, what good things that you are doing, as long as you are doing it alone, it won't necessarily make the kind of impact that we want to see in Africa. This is why it's important for Pan-African movements to be part of the United States of Africa. And by being part of the United States of Africa, you're part of the wider network, so that when we are fighting for African liberation, we don't have divided energies, because these divided energies is what our enemies capitalize on. And as long as we continue divided, we are not going to move forward, because they'll scatter us. And because we have so many groups that are claiming to be fighting for unity of Africa, but when we tell them to come together and work with the United States of Africa, many do not want to work with the United States of Africa, or to even sign up to any of our events that we organize. We need to see more Pan-African organizations or Black organizations be part of United States of Africa, because by unifying, that really helps us in advancing our agenda. And we are able to know what this organization is doing, and how we can collaborate with different organizations, and be able to establish even stronger network. Aura Buni is saying greetings from International Garifuna Council and the Garifuna Nation. Thank you for tuning in. The Garifuna people have been very supportive, and they are also part of the United States of Africa. So that tells you that the United States of Africa extends beyond the African continent, the Pacific, Latin America, and all over the world, Europe. The United States of Africa movement is a global movement that intends to unify the African continent into one nation, and also unify all people of African descent. And this is why we need to keep on raising our voices much louder, so that the world can hear what United States of Africa stands for. We have also been championing for the rights of the indigenous people in West Papua, who are under Indonesian colonialism. And the Indonesia has been undermining all basic freedoms, freedom of religion. They have been harassing religious leaders, taking them hostage. They've been indoctrinating Papuan children into Islamic education, and separating them from their parents. There's so many crimes that the Indonesian regime continues to perpetrate, and we call upon these so-called world leaders to respond to West Papuan situation, because they are the same people that caused this crisis in the first place. The United States should take responsibility for the situation in West Papua, for the gross human rights violations being committed by Indonesia in West Papua. Because by being silent, the United States of Africa, the United States remain complicit in what is happening in West Papua. Every day we are seeing stories of women raped, Papuan children killed by Indonesian military, many indigenous people being displaced from their homes, and this has become the norm. There is heavy military presence in West Papua, and basically it has become a militarized zone. We need to see this so-called United Nations Human Rights Council stop snubbing West Papuan human rights activists when they go to raise concerns about what is happening in West Papua. They usually turn away at the United Nations headquarters, and we need to see a new kind of United Nation that gives the indigenous people a voice to be able to express what is happening in West Papua. And we also need to see a more proactive United Nation. This is why it's important to have African states get veto power, because that will really help in pushing for this, in pushing for equal recognition and respect for people of African descent around the world. Because without power, then we are powerless. In spite of being more than 54 African states, all the 79 African, Caribbean, and Pacific states at the United Nations, we remain powerless because we don't have a veto power. And Africa needs one, so that we can be able to intervene in issues like West Papua, and be able to respond to the needs of people of African descent in 21st century. The United States of Africa is registered in Texas, United States, and we also have a Global Pan-Africanism Network. Headquarters is in Accra, Ghana, and we are also registered in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, We are registered in France. We are also registered in the United States, and we are looking forward to ensure that we are present in all African states and also in the Caribbean, so that we can work with local communities, and we can begin to take action to solve the challenges that people of African descent are facing in respective states. Racism will not come to an end as long as people of African descent are not unified. We need to be unified and fight this global pandemic against people of African descent. Racism is even worse than what we are seeing as named as coronavirus, because it's institutional, and it comes in many forms. Racism can come even from a technological aspects. What we are experiencing with Facebook, constant censorship, arbitrary censorship, and restriction of page restrictions and all that. Restrictions on live video views. This is part of the technological racism, and to be able to fight this, we need to unify and be able now to create our own solutions to these challenges, because we also need an alternative ways, alternative platforms in which we can be able to communicate without being harassed, without being targeted by these big tech companies, because we are standing for the truth, and we have to be ready to speak the truth regardless the consequences, because if we don't speak the truth, then there's no one who's going to speak it. Someone is saying, free West Papua. Thank you for your solidarity with Papuan people, and we hope that more organizations are going to join the Africa for West Papua campaign, so that we put to an end the Indonesian colonialism in West Papua. Once again, I'd like to thank all those who are supporting United States of Africa, those who are supporting Global Pan-Africanism Network. I'd like to thank our volunteers, those who have worked tirelessly to make us attain so many objectives and so many objectives that are part of our vision. And without having this tireless team of volunteers working, probably we will not have had the African History Month, would not have had the African Business Month, and would not have had even all these conferences that we have held. So it's very good that we need that we see more people encouraged by this progress that we have attained. And we also thank those who every month they donate money to support the United States of Africa, because without that, even this stream would not have been possible. I also thank Tunacheki TV YouTube channel for sponsoring the stream and also allowing us to be able to stream our programs in their channel. This is something that needs to be encouraged. We need to see more African content YouTube channels support United States of Africa, and by doing that, you are contributing towards spreading the awareness that we are creating on different aspects. We are creating awareness on mental health. We are also educating people through the content that we created on the African History Month and the content that we daily create on African history. And as you know, African history is not restricted to the African continent. African history is world history, and we need to learn more of the African history. Those who want to participate, maybe to be speakers in our future events, to take part in our shows, you can contact us, and will be able to reach out to you, and those who want to be members of United States of Africa, and those who want to be part of Global Pan-Africanism Network, you can reach out to us so that we can link you up with your country representative, because every country where we are present, we have a country representative that is responsible for that specific state. So thank you once again, and let this broadcast make you begin thinking and asking yourself, what are you doing for Africa? Because if you are not contributing anything positive to the African continent, if you're not doing anything good to the African continent, then you are a liability to the African people and to the African continent. And you're also a disgrace, because we need people who really love Africa, people who are passionate about Africa to the point that they'll constantly be thinking about doing something for Africa to improve our poor condition. And by coming together, we can address the educational crisis, the economic crisis in Africa, and we can be able to confront the racism pandemic that is plaguing people of African descent around the world. Thank you very much for joining. Have a good day, good morning, depending on your time zone. And keep on supporting United States of Africa. If you have any idea of any story that you want it to be covered, you can always reach out to us so that we can cover that story. Thank you very much, and God bless you.